Shanti, a very good morning from Aberdeen Hindu Temple in Stonywood. Today is the 12th of February. We're just about to come to Shiv Jayanti, Shivratri, Shiv Jayanti. So our connection actually automatically flows to the divine. And what is my relationship with the divine? Where am I? How close am I? How much am I fulfilling my responsibility with the divine? Now, we are human beings. We have bodies, and the body is separate from the soul. So there's the body and the soul. And when I'm in that relationship of being a body, then I'm needing the facilities of science, of matter. I need the support of other people. And what happens, my life then becomes quite ordinary. It is a life that is just according to whatever is offered to me, whatever I can get. However, when I start to understand that I'm a soul in this body, and that the soul is the eternal one, the unlimited one, the one who does not need and is not dependent on whatever is given to it. And that the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Being, the Supreme Father, Bahist, however you want to call this this one, the Supreme God, then Prabhu, then when you are in that connection with the one, am I getting everything from this one? Am I being fulfilled? And do I receive all powers from the one? Or am I dividing my love of the one with other people and facilities? And am I just fulfilling my responsibility of love to the divine? If I, however, completely connect with the one, and whatever I do, whatever I receive, it is as if I receive it from the divine. Then what happens is that a whole new world opens to me. I attain, and in that attainment, this true love is fueled and it's made stronger. And when I'm completely merged in love, when I'm completely surrender myself to the divine in love, then what happens is that it's almost like my whole quality, my whole self is just changes. And that quality of love gives me attainment, gives me safety, gives me power, gives me a lot of beautiful things, but also I become, I transform. And as I become and as I transform, the world around me also transforms and becomes. There is still the Iron Age all around us, which means a time of sorrow and peacelessness, a time of hurt, of pain, of difficulties, of scarcity. Whereas when I'm in that consciousness of the soul, I'm connected with that abundance that there is. And where my thoughts go, that's where my energy goes. And where my energy goes, things grow and develop. And so what happens is that the world around me is as I see. So going into even in modern new agey science, I am in a field of energy, which is called the quantum field. And whatever my thoughts are, that is what I realize. But it means that, for example, I can see things that otherwise I wouldn't see. So, for example, when Columbus reached South America or Central America first and then South America, the inhabitants there saw that there were ripples on the water and they could hear sounds, but they could not see the ships because they had not had the experience of seeing these ships beforehand. And it's only after a wise man looked and looked and looked out onto the sea that at one time he could actually see the form of the ship, which means that we can see that what is familiar to us, but we cannot recognize even such big structures if they are unfamiliar to us. So they're not recognized by us in our brains. And so, unless I actually go into spiritual awareness, I will not be able to recognize that in my life, even though it is around me. So, if whatever my thoughts are, that is my experience of life. And so, if I see everything based on needs and scarcity um, and unfairness and difficulties, then that is what I'm going to get. Whereas if my vision goes out in an awareness of abundance, of love, of sharing, of happiness, then that will start to come back to me. So I'm actually the creator of my own thoughts, my own being. And who is the one? It's not my body, because my body is made out of matter and my body requires that what is around me to sustain it. But we're not just bodies, we're not just mammals. We are mammals, but we have a soul that is able to act through this body, and this body has the ability to create thoughts and then to express them in the world. And so when I go into the awareness of soul consciousness, of the awareness of the soul, I start seeing that what is related to spirituality, that what is related to the soul and to spiritual awareness. And so my whole vision changes and my awareness changes. And so from ordinary, I become extraordinary. When I have that awareness that my third eye has opened and that I am a soul and that the Supreme Soul is directly connected with each one of us. But how alive is that connection? How powerful is that connection? How much love do I experience? How much communication, how much yoga do I have with that Supreme Soul? And that communication is not one way, but it's two-way, because my third eye has opened. I'm aware and I can recognize, I can see, I can experience. And when I do that, my nature becomes natural. My essence, my way of being develops, and it develops into being one that is naturally connected with higher qualities and awarenesses. And so I am the one who has to make that initial effort to connect with the Supreme Soul, the Supreme Being. And once that connection is started, how true and how full is that awareness? Is that love divided into different parts? And so sometimes I'm connected with the Supreme. Sometimes I'm connected with the facilities of matter. Sometimes I take support from the people around me. Or do I have the strength and power to connect fully with the divine? And in that connection and in that love, fulfill all my responsibilities of love, but then also experience in a very practical way the love of the Supreme. And by doing that, I'm fulfilled. I have attained. My nature is transformed. I have no fear. I have no needs. And I can give to others in a full way without being afraid of anything. So recognizing the self as a soul that is expressed through this body, being aware and recognizing the Supreme Soul in the spiritual dimension of Parandam, of the soul world, a place beyond sound, place beyond the world of matter, which means even beyond the universe. As a soul that has the same energy, the same form as my soul, however, never ever comes into a body, and therefore is absolutely pure, absolutely divine. It has got all the qualities, all the powers. And when I connect with that form, with that being, that seed of goodness, that seed of humanity, that seed of a world of goodness and a world of beauty that all spiritual paths actually remember and are working towards, then I have no fear, and time is immaterial, because we are in a cycle of time, and therefore we come back into this awareness again and again. And so when I connect in yoga with the Supreme, am I connecting fully? Am I expressing my life, my love to the Supreme in a full way, not needing the support of anything else, be it other people or matter? And am I experience that full accomplished love from the Supreme? And how can I reach there? Well, again and again, go into the awareness of I, the soul, the being of light. Again and again, just fill yourself with that love and allow each cell of the body just to be filled with that light of the Supreme, and really be refreshed and invigorated and full of good wishes and pure feelings, and share that with the world. So let us practice this. Let us first go into the awareness of the soul, the being of light. So sit still and quiet, and allow your breathing to quieten down. Relax from each part of your body, and slowly, slowly retreat your attention to the area in between your eyebrows, in the middle of your forehead, the seat of the soul, the seat of the third eye, where many, many cultures put a point to recognize that area. Become very, very quiet, no matter what the sounds are around you. Deep, full breaths. Experience the now. Retreat into the now, into the now. Feel the stillness inside. Feel the energy of life in the place of the third eye. Beautiful light like a diamond. Being still and quiet. You raise your energy to the divine. Beyond this world, beyond this universe. In a place beyond sound. In a golden red divine realm where all the souls originate from, where we are in our form of the soul, like little stars of light. That same little star of light is shining in your forehead. And the moment when you connect with the divine, like the point of light behind me, a very strong, powerful communication, yoga occurs. And it is as if a column of light just shines on you and surrounds you. And this light is very soft and very gentle. It is very loving, recognizing, uplifting, refreshing, soothing. It's like as if a circle of safety has been created all around you. A space in which there is love, there is recognition, there is beauty. And that light then trickles into each cell in your physical form, so that each cell is refreshed and starts to beam light as well. And the soul is ignited. Like a beacon, it is emitting the light of the Supreme, the Father, the Mother, the Beloved, the Friend, the Companion, the Teacher, the Supreme Teacher, the Sat Guru. The soul is awakened and the body is subtle, is relaxed. And slowly, slowly it starts to emit the light of the Supreme into the world around. slowly transforming the darkness into light, slowly bringing goodness, benevolence, happiness to everything around you. And there's a warmth around you. There's a comfort. There's a feeling of happiness and lightness. Nothing is lacking. All is there. And from that position, you send feelings of goodness and benevolence and mercy into the world, of support. Even those you cannot reach in a physical form, you support them with the light of the divine. Wherever they are, in whatever difficult situation they are, you give them comfort and a feeling of security and of being loved. And you do that without any effort, not as a responsibility of love, but because of true love. Not expecting anything back, not exchanging anything, but just giving and uplifting. And the world around you and the world around those souls starts to change. Options and opportunities arrive, and there will be comfort and safety. Whatever people are experiencing, it is the time of this to happen, but it is the duty of those who have awakened spiritually to share that love, to share that compassion, and to be benevolent. So take yourself away from the difficulties people are experiencing and see yourself in a point beyond the world, the earth, connected to the Supreme, in the place beyond sound, in a place beyond the material world, but connected, filled with light of the divine, and sending this light like a beam onto the earth, supporting all the living beings on this earth indiscriminatively, to all of them equally, sending love and good wishes to everyone. And enveloping this world with rays of good wishes, of pure feelings, of upliftment. It is as if the whole world is engulfed in this orb of beautiful, comfortable, warm light. And this is affecting those who are on this earth, allowing them to express their highest qualities and attainments, in the aware of their specialty, not their ordinariness, awakening their souls to be like lighthouses that send light all around and guide those who are lost towards the light, where they can see, where they can recognize who they are and what they have to bring into this world, what newness they can bring, what betterment there can be in this world. How can they support others and uplift others? How can their awareness change and transform the world around them? So if I connect with the Supreme and I stay in that communication and that loving communication, when I'm in that love, pyare, and yet detached, nyare, from the outcome, then that love is true love. It's a love that is not requesting any return, but is just giving. And as a product of all of that, the earth quietens down. Water cleans itself and becomes the support of the world here. The plants are able to grow, and the animal world to live in harmony and goodness together. The world is transformed. And it is that support of those who are aware of the spiritual essence, the soul, and are aware about the methods of connecting in yoga with the Supreme again and again, and experience the love of the Supreme. That improves and purifies every action they take in their day, as the actions to be accurate and clear, beneficial, receiving the love, giving the love, receiving the certificate of approval from the self, from everyone around, and from the world in general. So become such beacons of light by maintaining that connection of love, of true love, attainment and power with the Supreme, who is beyond this world and therefore not readily visible, and yet whose energy, whose rays of love are felt all over, in all situations. Recognize it and connect with it again and again throughout the day. Become one, merge in that love, and experience how that love redefines you and creates a beautiful world around you and within you. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Have a lovely day.